All right, everybody. Positive mental state. Become a crystal transducer. Tonight we want to talk about what we're going to be talking about in the new series, which is an extension of the series that we just wrapped up. Finally got everything downloaded, so I'll be sending that link out today, or not today, tomorrow, I should say. So we just wrapped up the 7-hour series on cosmogony instead of cosmology. The science of crystals, stone, and quasi-crystals, which is called sound magic. Tonight we're breaking down the science and metaphysics of cosmology, theology, and biology from the perspective of introducing you to the crystal transducive state. As a crystal that is in line with a specific structure that is produced by a disposition. When you are in that state, that's what is called the yellow brick road. So you are on the yellow brick road, which allows you to then be able to operate outside or above the labels and what we call limits. Now, today I should say, we're talking about how one is able to establish this crystal that's in line with a transducer. And this transducer produce a specific mental or mind, and that particular mental or that mind produces the particle or the state. So when you are in that particular particle, that is what we call a particular state. Now, the reason why we're going even deeper down the rabbit trail of the new series that again starts on November the 19th, everything's still the same, you know what to do, is we're talking about the yellow brick road that's in the movie The Wizard of Oz, which allows you to operate inside of the yellow brick road, which is a yellow brick Rome, R-O-A-M or R-O-M-E, which is a yellow brick cube, or the yellow brick code. Yellow is code for gold. This is the capital caps capacitor. You are an electrical capacitor. But that electrical capacitor state produces crystals, or it activates the pineal gland, which is the governor, if you want to use that term, or the gateway to other dimensions and other modalities. So there are many scientific papers that talk about what the Bible talks about when it talks about the pineal gland, or the place where, Joseph wrestled with the angel. Now, all of this stuff is hidden in plain sight, but it's symbolism. And as we talked about earlier today, we know, because again, it's so important that something as simple as every day you got a label. You have a label. Those labels keep you in legal fiction. That means you are operating as a fictional character legally. Legal fiction. So we need to demystify the occult understanding, so that way you have spiritual overstanding. We don't want to stand under anybody. We want to stand over. And it's very important because the devil is in the details of over understanding admiralty law, maritime law, commerce law, trust law, and common law. Now, we're not going to waste your time. You can look that shit up on the internet for free. What I'm talking about is breaking the spell of the God code, or breaking the spell of spelling, or breaking the spell of amnesia. So we are all God, but we got hit in the head with amnesia. So the eye and the face of God is within you. So the Father, if you use that term, when we pray to the Father, we are praying to the head. So God is the head or the brain, or heaven. That's why it's called heave up. So when Jesus tells the disciples that, hey, tarry with me, can you tarry with me for 1 hour? Because he's going to the Father. And then when Jesus says, when you see me, you've seen the Father. What he said is the Father is within me because the kingdom of God is within. So this is the overall understanding of the piezo electrical state. This is something that is biologically proven that we'll be breaking down even further in the next series that starts on November 9th. Now, originally I was going to wait and do the series in December. But for the people that's able to attend it, those are the people that source code want to attend. So this series, again, if you pay early, it's only $99, $149. After the series starts, again, it's $249. So we're giving a little discount because I know I'm doing a lot of series back to back. Why? Because the new year is coming. So you cannot go into 2023 with 2022 disposition. This is the inner version of God, source, and oneness. Now you should be saying to yourself, at the end of the day, what are you saying? What is the base? Well, the baseline is, as we talked about today, the number one problem or the number one money block. Everybody has the same money block. This is what's blocking your money. Now, when I say your money, again, we've already established it. We're not talking about paper because we know that the Federal Reserve note cannot be used for debt. Now, that gets into, again, House Joint Resolution 121 that we talked about in the People Development Center. So we're not going to get into legal fiction or legalese. We could, and some people are very good at it. You can, do like the Moors, and you can drive around with no driver's license and no license plate. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. Can't pay your light bill with that shit, though. So, no, I'm not interested in going to court. I'm not interested in fighting with the IRS. I'm not interested in declaring myself as a sovereign citizen. I'm not interested in going out to bumfuck Egypt on an acre of land and living off the fucking land. I'm not interested in detaching from the system. If I was, I already know how to do all that shit. I would have done it already. I fight the battle on a higher level, but there is no devil. And that is getting rid of all of these fucking pseudo titles, like your name and your date of birth and everything that's part of the beast system. Now, what do I mean by getting rid of it? As we will see in the next series. To get rid of something, what do? You take your energy out of something. So what does that mean in English? In English, it simply means that if you look at what you did today, none of the activities that you did today was income-producing activities. Now, what do I mean by that? Everybody has a starving market. So I can't just do anything. Now, everything is good. There's no such thing as bad. What we are doing now is remember, we're peeling back the layers. Nobody should be able to gaslight you. Not even me. There is shit I can say because I'm not at your house. I'm not taking care of your bills. I'm not in charge of how you think. So therefore, what I say should be taken with a grain of salt. That simply means if it applies and it's something that you can use it, take it. If it doesn't apply to you, don't take it. You chew the meat, spit out the bone. I'm not sitting here trying to gaslight anybody, trying to make you feel anything other than love, joy, peace, gentleness, and fucking Superman or Superwoman. I'm here to amp you the fuck up so that you can vibrate on a higher level. So that all interactions with the beast system that is stealing your chi, is stealing your energy by controlling your attention. That's the only reason I'm here. I'm here to bring about the book of Revelations, the unveiling of your true identity, to deprogram your mind while reprogramming your mind at the same time. How do you do that? By removing back the layers of religion and the collective ego that is preventing you from being the highest version of yourself. That is pseudoscience or pseudo-titles. Titles, labels, terms, frequencies, words, verbs, they're fucking limits. They destroy your connection with source. So you want to use them very frugally, and you want to only use the ones that are high vibration. You should never use a term, excuse me, a frequency, a wave, a verb, or a vibration that is not a positive, and does not produce a positive mental state. Excuse me. Nobody can choose the thoughts that you choose. I cannot make you think anything that you do not want to think. You control your own thoughts. Now, you may blame somebody else. You may say, shit, the devil made me do it. No, Nico, that was you. You can blame the devil. You can blame Tom, Dick, and Harry. You can blame other people. But at the end of the day, nobody is making you think whatever you think but you. Nobody makes you see the world the way that you see the world. Nobody. You can refuse, like I do every day, to see the world the way that they present the world. I refuse to see what they present. I look at it, I notice it, and I turn my back on it. I do not participate. I take all of my attention away. Because as I said before, the new capital, the new all caps, the new captor. Who is your captor? Who controls you? Who do you work for? Who is your daddy? Who is your master? That is your captor. Somebody has captured your attention. The only question is, who is it? Or what is it? So the captor is your capacitor. Something about that. Now, a capacitor is a device that stores electrical energy. Say it again, real slow. It is a device, dominant culture, that stores your chi, your electricity, by accumulating the electrical charge. Let me say this again. The dominant culture, the man that you work for, the squirrel, the monkey, the man, the woman, the ass, the titties, the pecker, whatever is dominating your brain, that is your captive. That is your capacitor. Now, this is very important because this is some deep esoteric shit. That it sounds very simple. The average on the keyboard arm, brain can't process. But you're not average. Thankfully, you're way above average. That's why you tuned in to the night show. Otherwise, you'd be watching Love and Hip Hop. Since you're here, you might as well learn something. The number one block, energy block, to your money, the reason your money is funny is because of the capacitor. Now, the capacitor is the captor. Remember the Stockholm syndrome that we talked about earlier today, which means you are going to love and be very fond of whoever's bitch slapping you, vibrationally speaking. Why would you love the very thing that is causing you pain? It's called the Stockholm syndrome, as we talked about earlier today. Now, that's probably your job. Men, maybe your husband. Ladies, maybe your man. It could be little Johnny. It could be little Susie. It could be your circumstances. It could be your lack of circumstances. It could be your health. Your health could be, remember, your captor is whatever mother beep that's controlling your attention. The new oil, the new gold, the new daddy, the new master is the nickel that can control your attention. Whoever he, she, it is, that's your daddy. Now, you should ask yourself, because that's who's blocking your paper. Now, if, for example, I was operating the role, or in the role of the crystals, if I could put your crystals in line so that way you would transduce into a mentality that established a state. Oh, you be the vibrational equivalent of God. Now, let me make sure you understand, because what I do is I only take advice or listen to people who have past tense, the life, the shizness, the wealth, health, wisdom, and the relationship that I want. So if you're not vibrating where I'm going, well, I ain't listening. I talk to you. I say hi. After that, I'm taking my energy out. Why is that? Because I understand the game. The game is energy now. The game is attention now. The game is not money. It's not cars, it's not houses. It's not women. The game is attention. Whoever controls your fucking attention, that's your daddy. That's the new master. That's the new pimp. This is pimpology 101. So you gotta understand that you've caught feelings for legal fiction. You probably behind the 8 ball. Now remember the 8 ball, what it means, 8, B-A-A-L, ball. So the 8 ball means the 8 ball. Now for most people, again, it's difficult to connect how your crystals, which we've already talked about, which is a magnetite inside the brain, and the another crystal which we'll be breaking down that establishes what they call the yellow brick road, like in the movie The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard? We don't even want to touch that one. Because Jesus was a wizard. Remember, Jesus was really called Christus Magistus. That's his real name. Before, because he's a Nazarene, and he was an Essene. Before Titus III, before Antioch, when they called them Cretans, dwarfs, idiots. Before they were dwarfs and idiots. Before that, remember, I don't do 1611. I do prior to 1611. I don't study shit after 1611. So that's what, again, totally different. Because remember, pseudo is like pseudoscience. But pseudo is hudo. Hudo is voodoo. Or voodoo. Hoodoo, voodoo. So the wizard, this is wizard. This is Wiccan. This is sigils. This is rune. This is runic magic. This is numbers and letters. That's what all of this is. That's the new master. Your new daddy? Oh, it is the alphabet. Your new mama? You are under a hexagon, hexagram, a hexachord. It is a triune hex. I don't give a mother what you believe. You still part of the beast system. Now, nothing wrong with it. Shit, let's call a spade a spade. Everybody on the earth, otherwise you would even be. Otherwise I wouldn't be out there. I would vibrate the point out of here. But just like you, I'm here. So the fact that I'm walking around on the planet simply means one thing. That the crystals in my brain, according to Harvard, Philly Davidson, Claire, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, everybody who understands molecular, cellular biology. If you look at the DNA on a molecular, cellular level, when you look at how the body produces ATP and ADP, that is the currency for the cells. Well, the currency for this world, Facebook. Facebook is the new soil, along with all other social media platforms, because the soil is the soul. The SOUL is connected to SOIL. And the SOIL is the new snake S. Oil, snake oil. OIL. Now don't to the back. I tell you, this is some high vibrational shit. Because what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about, we just finished a 7-hour series of how to speak the language of the interverse. God, source, the original Orion, Arcturian, Palladian, Draconian, Syrian, Larian, and the Andromeda star systems that come from where Jesus said he was from. Where I got $100,000, if you can look this shit up in your Bible and prove me wrong, I'll come to your house and pay you. Look this shit up. It's in there. But the average nigga ain't gonna fucking look this shit up. The first thing he's gonna do is go to the fucking Greek. So, oh yeah, this is it. And then he's gonna go home and he's gonna get his Popeye's chicken sandwich, turn on fucking Love and Hip Hop, and think he knows something dumb as a mother box of rocks. That's the average mother. Well, where's my water at? I'm getting too excited. Do not pardon my French. So what are you saying, Doc? Well, I'm saying, fortunately for you guys, Legalese is legal fiction. The dictionary that you got was written by Noah Webster. I got 100 grand. If you can look up who's Noah Webster daddy, who's Noah Webster daddy. If you can connect the dots to Noah Webster, how the fuck he write the dictionary? Why Noah Webster? Now what is this? What are we talking about? Legal fiction. What are we talking about? Activating the crystals inside of your brain. Well, how do we do that? You gotta establish a positive mental state. 24/7, 365. You can't go up and you can't go down. You gotta stay on the yellow brick road. Well, how come we can't stay on the yellow brick road? Well, there was other people on the yellow brick road with Dorothy. Dorothy wanted to go home. Well, what was the other characters? Somebody didn't have a heart. Somebody didn't have a brain. So that's what keeps you off the yellow brick road. So you got to go to fucking ounce, which is ounce, or oxygens, or oxygen. Did anybody read the caption? I said caption, but the little link or the little message I put in today's message, which was piezoelectrical transducer consists of a quartz crystal that's in your brain. But what does it do? Well, it is made up of silicone and oxygen. Go figure. But it's arranged in a crystal. What crystalline is a crystal that's alive. This is a geometrical shape. That's you. So it is a crystalline structure. They call it SIC2. We put that down in the private show. So this is a basic repeating pattern. They use the word unit. That shit is Groundhog's Day. That's why yo high yellow behind. I gotta come up with another word besides, picking on black folks all the time. I gotta start picking on Hispanics and Puerto Ricans and Chinese people. I already talked about that. Keep it honest. Another 30 for another time. So what are you saying? Well, all I'm saying is that unless you learn how to re-engineer your vocabulary by deprogramming yourself and reprogramming yourself, which means get another label. So on this planet, you gotta have a label. You cannot exist here without labels. So pick the highest one. That's what we talked about in the promise message. How to select and pick the highest label. Since you gotta be in prison. Remember the story about the prison? I tell you guys about my buddy Jones. You get up in the middle of the night, go down to the kitchen. How the fuck you guys in cell? Well, he's the highest ranking gang member in the whole fucking state. Anything he said, people in other states did. And he's a fucking prisoner. Life sentence. How the fuck he running the whole state and other states from his prison cell? He had a phone. He had a microwave. He had a refrigerator. While on death row. Who brought it in? The fucking warden. How is the warden working for a Negro on death row in prison? Triple life. He'd never see the sun outside of that fucking cell. Well, like he told me, the warden has a wife. The warden has children. The warden does not want to come home and have his wife ran through by 30 dudes. The warden does not want little Susie to go to school and fucking come up missing. The warden does not want to get in his car and not know if he turned the key that mother's gonna blow up. So whatever the fucking inmates want, they get. Inmates run the prison. Who's the inmates? The fallen angels are the inmates on this fucking prison. The fallen angels run this prison. Why? Well, they know you got shit you want. What do? Join our system. We're going to give you what you want. Get a driver's license, get a birth certificate, get a social security card, eat the standard American diet, celebrate the holidays, celebrate your birthdays. Go get you a gist of a broke. Make sure that you're afraid of the IRS. Get you a marriage certificate, put the shit on the wall. Go get your voter certification. Make sure that you pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which you stand, one nation under the God. Make sure you do that shit because that makes you a good citizen. And you celebrate your Declaration of Independence from God and your allegiance with these 200 fucking fallen angels. That's the fucking system that everybody's in. I don't care who you are, you're under the beast system. So what you want to do is use one beast to fuck another beast. I mean, that's what I do. So you get the highest beast. And then you make him work for you. And then all the other beasts, they got to get in line. Why? Because they scared it out. So now the only question is, what's the highest beast in the land? Well, they call it Lucifer, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, the Leviathan, Belshazzar, and all the fucking same frequency. Same way, the same vibration. What does that do? What does he do? That's called fear. Everybody that ain't a Negro on this call is not scared. The only question is of what? Everybody got fear. That's what the Bible says. God is not giving you a spirit of fear, but he gives you power. We already broke this shit down in the last series. So now you know how to control the hyperbola and the hyperbole. We broke it down for you. But guess what? Just because we telling you, that doesn't mean shit. You can Google this shit. It's the implementation that you are lacking. So Doc, that sounds good, brother. So how do I implement so that way I get out of this state, which is fake frequency that I frequent see. See, Groundhog's Day is frequent, S-E-E. Now, it's kind of sort of not your fault. You went to Ebenezer. And you see and hear the same shit every day. How do I know? Well, go outside of your driveway, look at your house. The one thing that I do every day is I force myself to do shit that's different. Why? Nobody else is doing it. Or very few people. Everybody drives to work the same way. They do everything the same. Now, there are certain limits to the game. Out of respect for family and friends around you, just like me, you limit your amount of freedom because you don't want to diss. Like, for example, you got kids. You can't do whatever the fuck you want because you got kids. If you're married, you can't do whatever the fuck you want because out of respect for your husband or your wife. If you got a job, you can't go to work tomorrow and say, do a Kanye. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. If the JEWs are feeding you, why the fuck you don't go on TV and talk about it? What, are you slow? So no, you can't do whatever the fuck you want. But you can get yourself to a state where your master is what I call a benevolent master. That means that your captor, that is your label. So the thing that is holding you captive is you are living in a thought prison. Everybody else. You are living in a perception prison. Your perception is your reality. Now, I don't know why you have chosen your specific perception, the way that you view the world, the way that you view the world. Since you get to choose, I don't know why you would choose a perception of fear, doubt, and belief. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. Can somebody text me and tell me why you see the world the way that you do? Why do you choose because of the choice? Now, I know what you're going to think about saying. You're going to think about saying, I didn't got no options. And I'm going to boldly say with confidence at 100 grand on the line, you lied to yourself. Now, I got scientific proof that your crystals are in line with the thoughts that you hold in your mind. I got 100 grand to the Negro or the non-Negro that can prove it wrong. I got 100 grand that I can prove to you that your crystals in your fucking brain are in line with the thoughts that are occupying your mind. Now, you may not know that the mind is occupied by the thought. I know it because I can look in your driveway. I can look at your house. Your house is a direct replica of your mind. Right now, your car, the interior of your car is a direct replica. How messy is your car? How messy is your house? How clean is your car? How clean is your house? It's a direct replica of the stones that are not activated in the brain. Because remember, never ask how, only ask who. So you woke up this morning and you just had a thought, how the fuck am I going to pay my life here? You did not say, who do I have to be that I always have a life here paid? See, once you establish who, how shows up. How ain't showing up because who ain't been established. Now, I know who you are. Because I can see how you live. So how lets me know who. I never ask the person, who are they? Never. I look at how. How tells me who. When Native Americans, they used to meet each other and say, how? Now let me see you understand the game. Now this is the game. I didn't make the rules of the game. This is the fucking game. I just mastered the game. So I want to teach you how to master the game. Which is what? The science of crystals. Because guess what? C or B? Which one you got? C, S-E-A, or B, B-E. Which one you choose this? C. This is called amplified purpose. So amplified purpose is so freely smart. And we talked about in the last series. So if you don't have so freely smart, you got fear. Now remember, God's not giving us the spirit of fear though. That means that it comes from the anti-God. So your crystals in your brain that produces a capacitor that allows you to occupy your lane. Well, let's just say swipey, no swipe. Because the capacitor stores electrical energy. That means you can't get tired. So, capacitor and captor means all caps and capital, which means money, which means currency, which means frequency, which means wave, which means vibration, which means mental state, which means putting your crystals in a line that you become a fucking transducer, an electrical transducer. Now, when you get to that level, ooh-wee, no doubles up there. You become an electrical transducer. Now, as an electrical transducer, that means that you give electricity, aka ATP, aka ADP, as an output. So transducers convert one form of energy into another form of energy. Come on, preacher. Let me say that again, real slow. Your job is to put your crystals in your fucking brain, these magnetite crystals in the brain, along with the other crystals that we'll be breaking down again. Well, this is celestial mechanics. This is found in the ancient text called the Myth of Adapa and the Book of Adamu, or Adam. You can look both those books up at sacredtext.com. Now, if you're a Christian, I'm going to warn you in advance, it's going to fuck up your theology. So I don't recommend it if you are a traditional Cretan. You might want to stay down there because you're going to get challenged to come up here. So you are a energy converter. You can convert energy. In other words, you're a bad man. You're a bad woman. Right now, you can turn your cells into a spirit. Right now. That's what Jesus did on the Mount of Olives. You got that power. In other words, water can be manifested in what we call the Trinity. Water can be liquid. Water can be solid. Water can be gas. So can you. All you got to do is check out the frequency, the current, or the voltage. The voltage is VOTEAGE. It's a volt or a VOLTAGE. That's why I don't vote VOTE, because that's giving away energy. Why? It takes time. It takes attention. I got to study it. Who am I going to vote for? All of that shit takes time. What is money? Time. But time doesn't exist. Oh, so what is money? Money is not time because there's no such thing as time. Money is not space because there's no such thing as space. What is money? Money is a mental disposition. Because what is a mental disposition? A mental disposition means that the neurons in your brain have established a neurological network. That means a bunch of them stuck together and say, hey, Doc, we're going to set up and we're going to have a party over here. And everybody that's invited to the party, they all have the same frequency. Anybody that's not, you cannot be a part. Neurons that fire together, wire together. So I know who you are. All I got to do is watch how you operate. It's not rocket science, brother, sister. That's why I was a good cop. That's why I was a better criminal. Because I already knew how. So I know who. All cops have a God complex. That's the only way that you become a cop if you got some serious self-esteem issues. Nobody wants to play God unless they got pumped. So the only way that, especially for me, because I used to get my ass whooped all the time when I was in middle school. Then I learned how to fight, but I'm a short black man from Texas. So when I went to Walmart, guess what happened? I got followed. When I went to the club, guess what happened? I didn't get no digits. I had to learn Mac or game. Now, I need no Mac and I need no game. I need digits. Why? My crystals are in line. I got a whole new design. I got a different label. See, right now, you got the wrong label. I don't know what your label is. You call yourself, what do you call yourself again? Okay, that's too small. Because you are a fucking god and a goddess within it. You are the universe. That's too small too. Because that means you and I verse. You are not a you and I verse. You are a and I verse. The fucking omniverse. What is the most powerful? Oh man, I can't wait till the series. I'm gonna show y'all what some ancient shit that's gonna be. Ooh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna curl your toes. You will never ever look at yourself the same. Now, after all the series that we've been doing this year, shit, you should already be there. But for a lot of us, we're not. That's why I keep doing it. I keep repeating the same thing, just going deeper and deeper until everybody gets it. What am I trying to get you to get? I want you to see, like for real. I want you to wake up tomorrow morning and only feel abundance. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if you're the richest man or the poorest man. I literally want you to get to the space where the crystals are lined up, that you become an electrical capacitor, which is a device that stores ATP and ADP. You just got unlimited. It just stored up. And then you become a transducer, where you take the ADP and ADP and you change it. You convert it. You convert one form of energy into an electrical magnetic signal. That electrical magnetic signal can be sound or light that amplifies, lights a fire, creates a frequency, creates a voltage, a off spark, God. You literally turn yourself into God, walking around. The word became flesh, and so walking the fuck around. That's in your Bible too, minus the F-bombs. So what are you saying, Doc? Well, do you do that when you were doing it? That means you got the wrong labels. You see, you are a God, but you're under a spell. So November 19th, we've got to break the spell. How? How do I break the spell? By unveiling your true identity. But you already did that. You didn't do shit. Well, there's levels to this game, dog. You got a manufactured identity. You are a manufactured being. Your ass is made up of many fucking parts and layers. So you got to transcend this legal fiction. You are a functioning fiction. You're fucking fake. Not you personally, but you know. Now, I'm not talking about you, so don't get your panties in the water. That's an indication, by the way, also of a collective ego. So, if anybody can gaslight you. So, let me get this right. When somebody, if I'm listening to a talk, right? This is why I started doing F-bombs, and because it used to bother me. And I tell you, I could not watch and opinion. Now I watch all the dead figure shit. I could not watch my boy, Benny G. Now I watch all of it, no problem. I couldn't watch my boy Andrew Tate. Now I watch all of Andrew Tate. What changes? What changed? My sensitivity. Why was I so anal retentive? Because I had a label. What was my label? I'm a man of God, brother. How dare you drop F-bombs in front of me? That's a money block. All belief systems block money. Period. Now, you're not going to believe this until you get tired of not having money. Now, I'm not talking about paper. That's not money. What is money? Money is an ideal that you can package into a form of a step-by-step system where people see its value and say, hey, Doc, how much you charge for that, bro? They want to pay you. They don't come up and say, hey, Doc, and I have it for free. Why? They know it's valuable. Now, they may not be able to afford it, but they want it. So you may do a discount, do this, that, and that. Why do they want it, though? It's like Andrew Tate. Why do people pay this dude, or my boy Dan Pena? Now, he has millionaires go to a castle in Great Britain or Ireland, wherever the fuck is that. Dan Pena. Now, we always talked about and I don't know if it really broke down the Pena, P-E-N-A, gene. I got to break that down one of these days. Why do they pay this dude millions of dollars? And he calls them snowflakes, pussies, worthless pieces of trash, garbage. These are guys that are already millionaires. They go to the $1 trillion man. Why? Why do they sit through his QLA Quantum Leap Advantage program? Why? Now you should ask yourself, now this is a serious question. Would you, if I left the military, I said I would never let another man disrespect me like that again. That is true. I don't give a fuck how good he is. I would never go to the damn thing and stuff. But a lot of people do. I ain't never seen no black man up in there. I wonder why though. You see, he has a different demographics. Most black people, we got a collective ego. That's why, black people up in Dan Pena's $1 trillion man program. Why? We got too much pride, too much ego. Shit, I ain't gonna let nobody call me on my name. Fuck that, dog. Shit, I'm with you, dog. I'll be you. I ain't there yet. I'm working on it. I just barely got to the point where I can listen to Billie Jean and Andrew Tate. If I saw them on the street, I'd punch them in the mouth. Or shoot them in the head, one or two. But what's the point? Well, that was the old me. So I had to peel back some more levels of my ego and ask myself, why did you get so angry when a guy, Andrew Tate, got 27 Lamborghinis, I think he said, some crazy shit. Now, granted, he got all this money from kickboxing, and a lot of these guys also, if you do some research, I guarantee you, he probably part of the establishment, because a lot of times they play both sides of the system to keep your ass in Groundhog Day. So you got to be kind of like, you got to look at these guys that they promote and ask, how come they're not dead yet? Kind of like with Kanye. I like Kanye, but how can he still walking around? Johnny Legro came out, shit, he was dead in what, a couple of months? Everybody's a true threat to the system. They don't get no national stage to talk about nobody. The only reason, these boys are smart. I ain't mad at them though. They two wings, same bird. So you can see the field when you become a crystal transducer, which I'll be teaching in the next class. Now, for some reason, if you say, Doc, I can't take this class out. I got bills, man. My money's funny. Well, I need you to become an agent of conscious evolution. That's what the next class is. The next class, I'm teaching you how to be an agent of change. That's it. Now, an agent of change, we have demystified our manufactured ID. You got to the point now where you see the field and you see all of the fiction. You understand that trust law, common law, maritime law, there's 5 of them, what's that one? Excuse me. Commerce or commercial law and admiralty law. There we go. Those all fake. What do? You refuse to put energy into being fake. Every day, when I find myself being fake, How am I level being fake? Whenever I post shit, I don't know nothing about it. I'm just regurgitating somebody else's shit that's fake. So you should never talk about, post anything that you cannot explain in vivid detail to a fifth grader. So the next series will introducing and breaking down the basics of what is called Project Looking Glass. Now, Project Looking Glass are just like a lot of these programs, like the Montauk Project, Project Bluebeam, Project Woodpecker, Saturn's Cube. What else? Oh yeah, the Philadelphia Experiment. Ooh, that was a good one. What about the Samaritan Cylinder Cube? So that's what we talk about in the next series. And the series after that. What does all of those have to do? All of those that the government did, they took an organ out of a human and they technologized it. Technologized. Is that a word? Shit, I don't know. It's a word today, Sister Veronica. Sister Veronica, we make up a new word. Oh, by the way, yeah, everybody should do this too. Everybody, you should make up a new word that doesn't exist. Everybody, you should make up a new word that doesn't exist and build your whole platform on that word. Now, Sister Shorter the West did it. She has mental math. So that just simply means that what are you doing when you do that? Why is that important? It's not necessarily important, but what does it do? Think about it for a moment. Now, when I type in the word mentalness, M-A-N-T-A-L-N-A-C-E, 1,000, I guess websites, hits or whatever they call it, pops up on Google. And most of them is about Sister Cheryl West. And then also a few definitions. So there's only 1,000 options that people have. And if I go down to the bottom of the Google page, there's only 4 pages. Now, I can go to Google and type in, let's say, how to get rich. Hit enter. When I go to Google and type in how to get rich, I don't know how many numbers, it's a bunch of zeros after it. Websites pop up. If I go to Google and type in, let's say, frequent, intense training. So when I type in frequent, intense training, it says 46, 100, 000, That's like 46 meal or 46 bill. I think because 6 zeros is a meal. So that's more than 6 zeros. So yeah, damn. That's a lot of websites. But if I type in the word that I coined, Clutternomics, and I've done this many times before, you guys, 470. Now, with Sister Cheryl's 1,000. With the one that I came up with, there's only 470 options. Do you know all 470 options? This is just me. On the whole fucking planet, well, at least in the U.S. But I could go to the dark web and go to other countries. Same thing. I already did it a long time ago. So now, what I have done is I have re-engineered, reprogrammed my whole life by re-engineering my vocabulary. I established an entirely new mental picture in my brain using letters and numbers that are carriers of piezoelectricity. You are your thoughts. So inside of the word Clutternomics, my thoughts are in there. Everybody who sees the structure of those letters, their DNA will go through something called provoke and invoke. This is a ritual. The word Clutternomics is a ritual. A ritual is an incantation. I need you to understand the power that you got. Anybody can do this today. Now remember we already went to doing it according to witchcraft, which is taking the vowels out, putting the letters together, creating a shape. Remember we went to that? How to write your own runes? I forgot which class we did, but we went through that just so I can show you guys how witches do it. Now remember, that becomes an amulet. And the amulet means every time that I've read it, every time that I've studied it, every time anybody views it, the energy that I put into it is released inside of them. This is called vibrational engineering. Now remember, this shit is only taught to witches. This is what the word, remember the word Yahweh means extraordinary release of energy through letters and numbers. So my only person that I've heard on the planet is Dr. Greg Braden. So Dr. Greg Braden connected all 22 letters to all of the elements of the periodic table. So each letter controls the 22 amino acids inside of the body. So you literally are controlling somebody else's energy levels when they studying your shit. So that's why I write books. Because when you write books, you induce your energy into that book. You put your intent, well, you should put your intent into the book. Y'all saw the TikTok video of the old lady? Not old, but white lady talking about if a man who really loves a woman and a woman who really loves a man, regardless if they're married, because remember, marriage is the beast system. Holy matrimony is not. So most of us, we are married, and we got a ring that, the ring, which is why you guys don't, y'all very still. One time I'm wearing my wedding ring is I'm going to a church function with my wife out of respect. Because she asked, because it's disrespectful to her. Now, y'all seen her wedding ring. The thing looks like, I don't know, look like that shit would be heavy on my hand. That's a big ass ring. You don't know how much that shit costs. But what's the point? Well, that is an amulet for her. You see my wedding ring. My shit, I get my wedding ring out of a fucking Cracker Jack box. I think I bought my wedding ring from fucking Walmart for like $100. Why? It has no value to me. Zero. If it wasn't for her, I would never wear it. Why? Because that's the Lord of the Rings. That's Saturn. That is you pledging allegiance to the beast. But you can't tell Christians that. But it's okay. Why? That's their label. You select yours. Now, you ain't got to go around putting your label on other people. That's the problem. Otherwise, you just like a fucking Christian. You might as well. So if I was go around condemning my wife for having a belief system that's opposite of mine, shit, I might as well go to church too. Because I ain't doing no shit different than bullying people who don't have the same belief as me. Why? My wife does whatever the fuck she want to do. I do whatever the fuck I want to do. Now, you should say, well, damn, how does that work? According to what? Well, what is your definition of a mare that has come of age? So everybody puts energy into a mare that has come of age, or a mare age, or a mare rich. But they never research heteros gamma. You know anybody that know anything about fucking heteros gammas? Unless you fucking read my book? That shit's cosmic, man. You've met people that you've known in other fucking lifetimes. That's why y'all are fucking familiar. That just picked up when y'all left out from 1,000 years ago. You don't remember that, but that shit's in your cells. So y'all have a vocabulary because you're a vehicle of life. So you are just time jumping. That's all it is. But we got belief systems that says you can't time jump. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But just to make sure you understand it, this is cosmic. Now, so I don't have common law. I don't use legal fiction. So all of the shit that everybody else, trust law, common law, maritime law, commercial law, commerce law, admiralty law, fuck that. I got cosmic law. Totally different. This is called Mong. COSMOCOSG. Everybody else got COSS or COSC, which is totally different. We already broke that down. So what does that mean? That means dumb down life. That means that your patterns in your blood is not in your breath. So I control my brain with my nostril breathing. You, not you personally, but because you know, you control your pattern is controlled by your blood. That's why if your blood's fucked up, you fucked up. You got high blood pressure, sickle cell. Nobody can figure out how I can eat donuts every day and yet be in perfect health. Because my mind controls my body, not my fucking stomach. Now, let's another study from another time, and this shit is called cosmogony. Cosmogony. Remember, cosmo means order. Goni, which is G-O-N-O in the Greek, means birth. So once you understand your birth order, which is what we already talked about, now you understand cosmogony mechanics instead of celestial mechanics, which simply means whatever problem you have is not the problem. That's the trick. Now let me say this again really slow. This is the trick, because what is the game? The game is I'm going to fuck you up by making sure all your time is spent on me. That's the game. Fuck what everybody else told you. No disrespect. What's the game, Doc? What's the game? What is the game? What is the end game? The only reason you're playing. Whatever problem you have is not your problem. Because guess what? You are not your legal fiction. You're not Stravanos homo. Unless you choose to be. Now, I don't know why you don't want to be Stravanos homo. Remember we talked about that. Man-made fictional rules. The Strawman. So this is a strawverse. The average Negro lives in a strawverse. He lives in a straw house. Remember the three little pigs? I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll... Why? Shit built out of straw, dog. Fucking man-made. Stravanos homo. That's House Joint Resolution 192. You should look it up. Well, we already broke it down. Day 15 of Module 2 of the People Development System. You already got it. I mean, shit you paid for, you might as well listen to it. So you, unfortunately, not you personally, but you know, you're part of the terrestrial contract instead of the celestial contract, which allows you to operate according to the cosmic contract. Magic. Or magi. So the magi, we are magicians. We use word magic. Jesus was a magi. That's why 3 magi. Hey, how come 3 magi? Where was his people? 3 magi came and they brought gifts. Because they recognize fucking game. Stop that. So, you got a manufacturer certificate of origin. You're manufactured. The shit is manufactured, dog. It's manufactured. It ain't real. You got a manufactured certificate of origin. Now you call that shit a birth certificate. You got a manufactured driver's license. You got a manufactured holidays. You got a manufactured money. You got a manufactured citizen card. Everything's manufactured fake. This is called legal fiction. Now the average of keep it on. Don't understand what I'm saying. It's okay. But you should study, like our research, the Unified or the Uniform Commercial Code, the UCC. Because you do have a TDA, a Treasury Direct Account, which, like I said today, that TikTok video floating around where the lady paid $1 for and paid off her mortgage, which was $800,000. You can do that by go to TDA. You can Google it. Type in, or just go watch these fools on TikTok. And they'll tell you step by step for free how to legally pay off all your bills using your TDA, your Treasury Direct Account. But what they leave it off, the small print. Which is what's the small print. So you think the government just gonna let you just wipe out all your debt and they ain't gonna keep track of you? Who do you think runs the TDA website? I mean, I'm asking for a friend. So the Treasury Direct Account, who's the Treasury? So everybody who's doing that, what do you think the government is doing? Before every major roundup, they gotta make a list. Who the fuck to round up? Ain't nothing wrong with it. So you can, what if you want to become a sovereign citizen? Fuck the government. You like those fools on Ruby Ridge. You're going to take on the United States government. They got planes. They got tanks. What you got? Now, I don't give a fuck what you got. You ain't got more guns and bombs than the fucking government. So I have no problem with the government. I'm above the government. Now, let me make sure you understand. I cannot be killed. I can only transition. That simply means that my energy can't be put out. Neither can yours. When you know that, now you are part of the OM and verse. So you are part of the verse. It's called the omniverse. That's the highest, that's source. You become one with the That's why over in the East, all they do is sit around and chat. Because OM or AUM, that's the Trinity. AUM is the Trinity. I don't give a fuck what your preacher says. The preacher just don't know both. That ain't he about said. He a fool ain't never been to those talk no fucking mark. Watch them levitate tongues. Watch them fucking walk on glass and fire. Punching. Your preacher do that? Never said it for another time. So what's the point? That mind over matter, bro. AUM is the Trinity. There's whole mantras and practices. But what do? They start worshiping AUM. See, the devil is smart. He will give you the truth, and then you're going to worship it. Because the truth is what? It's access to being the truth. You don't worship the truth. You are the truth. So you give away your power by fucking worshiping OM or AUM. Now, it's very important because what I'm telling you is you got a faulty identification system. Because no matter what label you use, it's still a limit. All labels are limits, is what I'm trying to say to you tonight. All labels are limits. So you should be saying, well, shit, what I'm going to call myself? You know, like Prince? That's why Prince started calling himself the fucking symbol. He got to the same overstanding. So Prince was like, shit, I don't want to identify with no label. So I'm just going to put a symbol up there. That's what he got to. Have you ever listened to Prince, all of his interviews, way before he got, the dude was a fucking genius. Now, I don't know what he do in his private life, music, all that stuff. I'm just saying, the interviews that I've seen, the dude has some serious knowledge. So, in this series, we're going to be breaking down the state of AUM or That's the most holy of holiest. It is what it's called an invocation. That's some deep shit right there. So, it means to go in. This is the true sound of the universe, which is the omniverse. From an esoteric perspective, your job and my job is to understand that word really means OM or AUM from a Hindu and Brahma perspective. Excuse me. It comes from a word MAKU, where we get the word mantra. But what it really means is peaceful mental state, which is a kind of looking at the message, which is that's the only identity that you can have where you literally become one with source. Now, that sounds good on paper. So let's close with something that is a applicable disposition. What I mean by applicable disposition is I like knowledge. I like researching stuff, but at the end of the day, I know that you must and I must establish our own rate of vibration. You and I, people see us, and depending on your job, on what you do for a living, I, unlike a lot of other people, must maintain a constant, I'm going to use the word extraordinary, superhuman, supernatural disposition. Why? Because I am competing with a lot of titties and a lot of ass on TikTok and all social media. And every Negro that I know under the age of 60 got an attention span of 20. That's why they own TikTok and every porn site, because their mind is not occupied by their desire. Just like mine. I ain't tripping. It is what it is. I ain't mad at them either. I'm just sharing my share. I know that the game, at the end of the day, is three things that we already taught inside of the series that we did 2 series ago called the 3 keys. Y'all remember? Hook, value, support. Hook is another word for what? We already broke it down. Attention. Attention is another word for what? Headline. So I don't care what you do, where you go. If you got a job, that's awesome. But even on your job, when you come to work, you got to get a certain amount of attention. That means that you're good at your job. And when you're good at your job, the supervisor rewards you. They reward you with, hey, you know, an attaboy. They pat you on the back, good house, Negro. Or they put some money in your pocket. Or they give you a gold watch. Or they give you a preferred parking spot at the front. Yo, dog, you get parked at the front. You employee in the back. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Let somebody pay me to do what I'm doing right now. What do I sign? Excuse me. Why? That's another stream of income. So I ain't knocking nobody's hustle. Let's get that straight. But I'm in a different space. I'm in a space where I'm competing, if you use that term, with getting attention. Well, now people pay for followers. People pay for attention. All of these people with millions of followers, a lot of those followers ain't followers. They just do that shit to do what? To get your attention. So the name of the game is attention. That's the name of the game. So if you do not understand the name of the game, then you're in trouble. Because then you're playing a totally different game. And what happens to people who play the game of basketball like they're playing football? Y'all know what happens to those people? Excuse me. Well, they foul out. And when they fall, or F-O-U-L, or F-A-L-L, they got to sit out. Why? They are violating the rules of the game. They're not playing the game of basketball the way it's designed to be played. So most people on this call, you are not playing the game of life the way it's designed to be played. That's the whole point of this class and every class. Your job is to put your crystals in line so that way you become a electrical capacitor. That means that you become what we call a captor. You capture certain people's attention. When you become a captor, you become what is called all caps, which means you're eligible now to receive capital. Capital is another word for currency or money. And money is based upon what you currently see. So your thing that you are capturing is the vibrational equivalent of what you see. That's what I call currency. You get in life, your rewards in life equals what you see. You can't be what you can't see, and you can't see what you can't be. They're vibrational brothers and sisters. What does that mean in English? That just simply means that you bring about what you think about. What does that mean? That just simply means that your labels determine your limits. Now, why did you choose the label of being co-critter? So why do you say to yourself in the morning, oh man, so I got to work hard today? Why would you say that? Why would you say, man, shit, this is going to be a long day today? Why would you say that? Why would you say? Because remember, whatever you say, you're performing a say art. Saying is seancing. Seancing is sciencing. Sciencing is selling. Why the fuck you selling poverty to yourself? Why would you say, even if you are, because to me it's not real. Remember, we already said it. This is legal fiction. This is fiction that is legal. It's not right, but it's legal. Legal fiction. This is all legalese. Your label is legal fiction. My label. Short Black Man from Texas. It's a label. My name is a label. Dr. Will Rogers, that's a label. Master Chief 33, that's a label. Everybody has labels, but labels, that is your limit. So choose a label that has a very high limit. That's all we're saying. Make sure that the letters that you choose to identify with are magnanimous. Because your attention is their wealth. Whoever has your attention got your money. Go get it back. Whoever, whatever has your attention, that person, place, or thing, they got your money. So the number one money block that you have is that your attention is not on you. You spending all your time and all your energy and your money. And it's funny, well, it don't cost you no money. Your attention is your money, y'all. Your attention is your money. So you spend all your time doing what? But remember, time doesn't exist. Attention does, though, because energy flows. That's your money. Your energy flows in the direction of whatever you focus on. All interactions with the B system is stealing your attention. So you got bills. I got to take care of my bills right quick, brother. Okay, how long does it take you to take care of your bills? Me? I log on, pay bill, click, log off, pay. I try to spend no time focusing on bills. I try to spend, not do I try, but I spend or I circulate all my time on what? Generating, operating, and directing. Because you notice the word bills and the word, how do you get paid? Dollar bills. So they trick you into never creating wealth, but only focusing on your bills because you chasing, not you personally, but you know, most people are chasing dollar bills instead of creating abundance. Or a higher, remember what is the highest label? Having abundance. Why? Past tense. So the highest label that you want to put on yourself is, I am abounding, and then fill in the blanks. I am abundant, and then fill in the blanks. For me, I'm abounding in wealth, health, wisdom, and great relationships. Why? On that level, there is no devil. Brothers and sisters, the next year is going to be powerful. This is just the introduction. Man, that was pretty good. So we're going to spend 7 days talking about all of this stuff, breaking it down so you can get out of common law. You can get rid of, no more common law, no more trust law, no more commercial law, no more commerce law, no more maritime law, no more admiralty law, only cosmic omniverse. That's it. I love you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. I'm going to see you guys later. God bless.